We love to travel to Italy, and other places too, but Italy is our favorite destination. There's a lot to know about traveling abroad, so here are our tips for what to do and maybe what not to do. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. The first thing I suggest is to learn a little Italian. You can do this online for free or buy a Beginner's Learn Italian book. Even if you mispronounce the words, most locals do appreciate that you've taken the effort to learn their language. Using a travel agent is always a good idea for ease of mind. They can book flights, hotels, train tickets, private transfers, attractions, and more. Their tours generally cost more, but if you're looking to do the least amount of work possible, then this is the way to go. Always plan your destination and daily itineraries. Don't leave your hotel with a tourist map in hand and expect to see all the wonders of each city or town. Plan ahead and set up your day to maximize your time. On our website you can see an example of a day in Italy that I planned. Know where it is you want to visit and what you want to do when you get there. The best way to travel in Italy is by train, and you should always make sure to have your tickets purchased in advance. The train stations are very easy once you figure them out. They post the track numbers about 20 minutes before departure. It is overwhelming when in Rome as there are over 20 tracks and the departure boards are huge, but after you've done it once, it's all easy from there on out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I've had many people come up to me and ask if I could help them after they've seen me asking questions in Italian and then speaking in English to my wife. They'll scan your ticket on the train, not always, but make sure to have it handy. If renting a car, you should also plan how long it will take to travel to your next stop. The less time it takes, the longer you have to enjoy your surroundings. That's why we always travel by train. But if you like the countryside and you're not in a hurry, going by car would be perfect. Here's a quick rundown of the more popular cities and regions. Rome, Italy's iconic capital, and you can also visit Vatican City. Milan, international hub where you can visit Lake Como and Lake Maggiore. Venice, storied canal-laden city close to Verona and Lake Garda. Florence, heart of the Renaissance, where you can take a day trip to Siena. Naples, birthplace of pizza and close to Mount Vesuvius. Cinque Terre, colorful cliffside villages on the Italian Riviera. The Tuscan countryside, one of the best wine regions lined with cypress trees. Italian Alps, closely resembles Switzerland with lots of winter sports. The Amalfi Coast, romantic cobblestone villages and beach resorts. And Sicily, the blend of Greece, Spain, and Italy with delicious street food. Most Italian cities are very walkable with attractions close together except for Rome. You may take a taxi or two while in Rome. Plan to stay in a hotel that is in a central location so you can see more in less time. Each hotel asks for your passport. After that, you don't need to carry it around. We've never been asked for our passports anywhere besides hotels and airports. In the cities, you will need to insert your room key into a slot to activate the electricity. Book attractions tickets in advance, always. On our site, I have links to take walks, but there are also other agencies like Get a Guide. Always look for skip-the-line access, which is common on almost all tours. For example, you can enter the Vatican an hour before the general public, and that makes a huge difference. Make sure you dress properly for tours. Women must have their shoulders and knees covered, and men must have their knees covered in all holy places, or you don't get to go in. We watched an American couple in Pisa yelling at the guards about entry because the wife and daughter had shorts and tank tops on. Don't ruin your day by not dressing properly. Water is everywhere. The water coming out of that fountain in the piazza is the same that you have at your hotel. Feel free to fill your water bottles up almost everywhere. Venice's water is some of the best as it comes right out of the Dolomites. If the water is not safe to drink, then by law they must post for you not to drink it. The food in Italy is the best you'll ever have. Breakfasts are light, lunch is late, and so is dinner. It's odd to eat dinner at 8 p.m., but after a long day it's nice and relaxing. I suggest you make a reservation if you have your heart set on a specific restaurant, but we've never had an issue with waiting for a table. Your hotel concierge can help you with this. Don't expect to be pampered by the waitstaff. Dinner is an experience meant to last, so they aren't on you to hurry. The house wine is always a great choice, but if you're a wine connoisseur, then go ahead and order something pricier. If ordering a bottle of water, remember that agua naturale is flat. Otherwise, you may get carbonated water. There isn't any garlic bread, wedding soup, fettuccine alfredo, or chicken on any kind of pasta on the menus. Those are American Italian dishes. Sorry to disappoint you. Don't let anyone shame you by coming here and ordering pizza. It's the best you'll ever have. But don't ask for pepperoni, you'll get peppers. You can find Italian dough recipes on our site. You should order 2 dishes, even if one is a salad or appetizer. Primo piatti and secondo piatti are separated into pasta first and meat second. So you can order just one, but also get something else besides dessert. When it comes to dessert, I do have to make a suggestion. A snifter of grappa goes wonderful with tiramisu. You'll have to ask for the check, or you'll end up just sitting there enjoying the view. Tips are usually included. Just look at your check for a service or cover charge. The last tip is don't eat right by an attraction. Yes, those guys dressed up as centurions by the Colosseum look great, but it's a tourist trap. If you skip dessert and are stalling for gelato, make sure to find a place where gelato is down in the silver tubs that it's made in. If it is piled high, it has been artificially fluffed up. Bars or cafes. Plan to stop and enjoy the sights as often as possible, even if they have a €1 or €2 service fee to sit. Aperol spritzes are very popular. They're bitter, but try one and see if you like them. Most cafes or trattorias have appetizers or panini in a case or window. Arancini are wonderful fried rice balls that we order whenever we see them. Coffee has some weird Italian rules, like no cappuccino after 11 a.m., but espresso is fine. Another plus is that the bathrooms here will be free. Most public bathrooms require a €1 coin to enter. The shopping in Italy is unbelievable. Just make sure what you're buying can be brought home. Sure, that prosciutto looks great, but can you bring it back? Olive oils in tins, pestos, and candy are usually our go-tos. Venetian glass is always a good choice too. The only thing to watch is that you don't plan to do just shopping in the afternoon, as most shops close for a few hours then. So, how to pay for all these goodies? Cash is always welcome. We buy our euros from our investment firm before we go, as the exchange rates in Italy are horrible and should only be used as a last resort unless you can use an ATM. Then you're fine, but that's if you have a debit or bank card. We do use our no transaction fee credit card, a Capital One card, a lot, but it isn't recommended for taxis or small purchases, so at least have some euros with you. Scams are plentiful, and so are the pickpockets. We dropped our garden Rome on our last night, and my wife had her purse open and wallet removed at a crosswalk. They only got $5, but it's the inconvenience of replacing your driver's license and canceling your credit card, which they won't use, they only want the cash. We were lucky, as I had the only copy of our travel credit card. Keep your wallet and valuables in your front pocket at all times. Be aware of people bumping into you and apologizing. They have quick hands. Don't take any flowers or friendship bracelets. As soon as you have them, they aren't free anymore. Don't get involved with petitions. They end up in a donation scenario, and they get angry when you don't donate, and it's uncomfortable. Lastly, pack light. Most hotels have next day laundry if you need it. We always take too much clothing, so maybe we need to follow this tip too. Check the weather so you pack accordingly. Sometimes the fall can be very hot, as it was for us last time, and summer is always hot and mostly humid. There are many tips that people will give you for traveling. I just hit on the more important ones that should help you have the best time that you can. I hope you have a great trip. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Ciao, ciao.